Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soberless channel, and this is my performance review of the Adidas Dame 7. So this shoe is going for 110 bucks, so pretty much budget pricing. Shout out to Damian Lillard for keeping it like on the budget side of things for his shoes for the fans. That's awesome. If you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get started off with the traction. So I was playing on an outdoor court, and durability is actually pretty nice, right? So the traction pattern around the perimeter of the outsole, basically where the ball of my foot is, that's all worn down. But the good thing is, in the middle of the outsole, it's actually pretty good. Doesn't even seem like that much wore down, which is dope. So durability seems pretty damn good for an outdoor court, and that's awesome because a lot of the shoes that I've been playing in as of lately have have had super bad durability, which sucks. The bite on the outdoor court is actually very good as well. It was super good, very consistent. I really rarely slid out, so that's also a very big plus. So if you're playing on outdoor court, you shouldn't have any issues. And I'm sorry guys, I did not play with this shoe indoors, so I don't really have any information on that. If you guys have played with the Dame 7 and you're allowed to play on an indoor court, tell us your experience down in the comment section below. Every gym is open for working out, but not for basketball, which sucks. There's really no indoor gyms for me to play in, so I'm very sorry about that. I really do miss playing on indoor court as well. But thank you guys for bearing with me for all this time. I really appreciate that. But anyways, let's move on to the heel to toe transition, which is very smooth in this shoe. So you have a nice rounded shape here in the heel, a pretty nice curved shape here in the forefoot, and a lot of forefoot flex. Also, there is a lot of heel compression. So I guess moving on to the cushioning setup, we got full length light strike in the shoe, and it is insane, guys. All right, so when I first got it, it was way too much, I would say. You know, in the heel, it compressed a lot. And like I mentioned in the first impressions, the offset in the shoe, it felt a little too much for me, like for my liking. Like the heel felt super high up off the ground, and then the forefoot is very low to the ground. So like you kind of felt that offset pretty drastically. Yeah, it felt like it was a little too much. It was a crazy amount of compression and all that. But as you guys know, light strike does bottom out pretty quickly. So it's actually not that bad right now. I mean, there's still compression and it's still soft and all that, but it doesn't feel as soft as it once did. And it doesn't feel as mushy as it once did also. I mean, it like comparing it to the Dame 6 is a lot more than Dame 6 for some reason. And I feel like maybe it's because it's thicker or something. So if you have tried on the Dame 6 or you played in the Dame 6 and you thought it was a little too much and you didn't like it, the Dame 7 is going to be a lot more. So stay away from the Dame 7 if you don't like that. Impact protection is really nice in the heel, like especially for heel strikes, but here in the forefoot, not that much. So when I was like landing, of course when you're landing, you're supposed to land on your forefoot, right? It didn't feel all too good here in the forefoot for me. I definitely felt a little bit of that impact in the forefoot, so just watch out for that. I'm not saying it's horrible or anything, but I definitely felt it. As for court feel, like I said, forefoot is very good. Heel, you're pretty high up off the ground, so we'll just watch out for that. The offset is pretty high, and yeah, like right now I like it. I still feel like the heel is a little too soft, but like I said, it broke in pretty nicely and it bottomed out, so it's not as bad as it first was. The times that you feel the heel cushioning like a lot is like when you're just running down the court, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like doing running strides that are like heel dominant. But like I said, if you don't like a lot of heel compression and a lot of heel cushion, then stay away from the shoe. All right, moving on to the materials, we basically have a mesh material, and I would say it's like normal thickness. You know, it's not super thick like LeBron's. It's not super thin, kind of like the KD13. It's kind of like somewhere in between, and it's not bad. You know, I actually like it. On foot, it feels great. It doesn't look bad either. It doesn't feel super cheap and crappy like Dame 6 did. So I like the material choice. Here on the lateral and medial side, we have these lines that are pretty much fused up, and also you can see some stitching there. That makes the material here on the lateral and medial side more rigid and supportive, so that's good. And as for the tongue, we have an oversized tongue. There is just barely some padding, and here in the ankle area we have a cluster of Achilles pillows, which helps for lockdown, and it feels nice on the ankle bone and all that. So that's a nice little touch as well. So for 110 bucks, I mean, quality wise, I wouldn't say it's the best, but I mean, on foot, it gets the job done and it feels good on foot. You know, it's comfortable, conforms to your foot pretty damn well. So I like the overall material choice. All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to my Adidas size and it fits me pretty well. So lengthwise, I was good, true to size. For some reason, like when I was playing with the Dame 7s, I was playing with the KT6 as well, and the KT6 is just super narrow. So when I was switching from the KT6 to the Dame 7, the Dame 7 actually felt a lot roomier as far as width goes. And I was like, oh, is the Dame 7 wide? But it actually kind of isn't. It's actually more on the snug side, which I like. Like here in the toe box area, it's very snug. It's not to the point where it's like restricting blood circulation, but it's a nice snug fit. It feels great. And the width-wise, I would say it's slightly narrow. Nothing was like choking my foot out or anything. So it's a very, very good fit for me. Also, it's a super easy shoe to put on. The oversized tongue opens up a lot and you have a nice heel tab. So this shoe, I just put it on very easily, tie it up, and it's good to go. One thing that I don't like about this shoe though is that the laces don't like stay locked down. You know what I'm saying? So when you're trying to lace up the shoes, you know, like on most shoes, when you pull on the laces on each eyelet, it kind of like stays there, right? But in the Dame 7, it doesn't. So you have to like constantly like tighten it up and then keep your finger there to keep it tightened there, and then move on to the next eyelet and hope that it doesn't loosen up. So that didn't really help. And I feel like the midfoot lockdown here and containment kind of like suffered because of that. So in my opinion, the lacing system wasn't that good, but you know, it wasn't a huge deal because the fit for me was good in the shoe. So I just kind of like tightened it up here on the last two eyelets and I was good to go. All right, moving on to the support and lockdown. For lateral containment, you have an internal TPU heel counter. You have the foam coming up, and then here in the forefoot, you don't really have anything coming up. Like the midsole comes up a little bit, but not that much. But like I said, you have like these lines with the fused material and stitching going through it. And that makes the material super rigid and very supportive. So I didn't really have any problems with lateral containment. As you guys can see, this shoe is super wide. The outsole and midsole protrude out a lot here in the forefoot, so lateral stability was good. Of course, you don't really get any type of ankle support because it is a low cut shoe, but you shouldn't have to worry about that, like I said, because the lateral stability was good. All right, moving on to the weight. If I remember correctly, it was kind of heavy. Yeah, 13.72 ounces. That is pretty heavy, but like that surprised me, you know, because it doesn't feel as heavy as it actually weighs. So like I said, support is good, fit is good. My foot was just locked down and secured in this shoe. And the materials don't feel that thick or cumbersome or anything like that. So I mean, yeah, when I was playing in it, I really didn't have any issues with the weight or like the shoe feeling super bulky and like slowing me down or anything. So if you were worried about that, you really don't have to worry about it at all. One thing I would say though is that you do feel a little bit slow because of the cushion being pretty soft here in the heel. But that's about it. All right, moving on to the ventilation. Ventilation was okay. Like I said, I was switching off from the KT6 and Dame 7, and I was playing outside at night, and my foot was super freaking hot when I was playing in the KT6. But then when I switched to the Dame 7, it actually wasn't that bad. There's not a whole lot of airflow, like when you blow through it, but for some reason my foot wasn't super hot in it. Maybe it's because I was playing the KT6 and I went to this and it's like anything is better than the KT6. So maybe that was it, but still, I mean, my foot didn't feel super hot in it. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's the best for ventilation, but it wasn't that bad for me. Moving on to the aesthetics, I absolutely love how this shoe looks. I feel like it's one of my favorites in this entire line. I would say probably the 4 is my favorite. I really like how the 4 looks. And then right up there with the 4, I would say the 7 is either my favorite or my second favorite in this entire line. So yeah, I really like how it looks. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, I really enjoyed playing in it. The only thing I would say to watch out for like most people is the heel cushion. Like I said, if you don't like to feel slow because of that super soft heel cushion, but it kind of does bottom out, then stay away from the shoe. But other than that, everything about the shoe I really like and I do enjoy. And I feel like most people will like playing in this. Whether you're a guard, whether you're a big man looking for a lot of support and a lot of cushion. I mean, this shoe does really everything pretty damn well. and it's only going for 110 bucks. So yeah, that's my review. I really did enjoy playing it. It will be in my rotation. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.